And we're live! Good morning, track fans, and welcome to this week's episode. So, yes, Sunday slot car sessions in the house. Get in there. Wow, I tell you what, right? Last week's Sunday live stream will be a corker to beat because that was, how good was that? How good was it? How good was the Slot Car Festival? For all of those watching that couldn't join us, like John over in Australia, mate, take it from us. We had fun for you down there. I tell you, it was amazing. Right then, so let's see who's in. Good morning, Da Fingers. How you doing? I finally got a way I can pronounce your name right now, Da Fingers. That works for me. I was saying Da Fingers for too long. Rob, good morning. Good morning, mate. We got something. It's about you, mate. So we'll sort out what we're doing on the show in a little while. I haven't got any guests this morning. I think I'd done about a year's worth of guests last week. We'll have a chat through that in a bit. So gonna just go solo this week. You guys, me, hanging out on the Sunday morning, seeing what's going on. Quite happy to discuss anything that you want to talk through, something you've heard in the week, something you saw last weekend. Tell me, because I saw a lot, but I didn't see it all. Well, I don't think I saw it all. My camera won't lie and it will tell me. So I've started to edit. Actually, I might be able to get it. So I've got a schedule. We'll talk through that in a bit. So morning, Cozzy. Nice to have you on. I'm glad you're on here. See Cozzy118 BMK. Cozzy started he's been running a YouTube channel, but I wasn't subscribed to it and I hadn't hit that bell. So if you haven't heard of or seen Cozzy's YouTube channel and subscribed and hit the bell, pop over and do it while I'm rambling on. You know, you can go to another tab and I'll still be coming through. Morning, Daz. How you doing? You all right? Look, they're here. And my track fans mugs that Darren kindly give to the cause, because I'm always going through coffee on the show. And I have my mug to last me. There you go. Boosh. See, when I grow up, I'm going to be like Dave K on Slotar. He can have a cup which is open. I have a cup that's open. I get so excited like this, and I knock it over. Amazing. Morning, Carl. How you doing? Right, let's check it out. And we've got John in from Australia. Just double check that's not Austria. You have to check. Morning, Raoul. He's in the house. Well, we're going to talk about... Well, we're talking about it now, actually. If you didn't see Cozzy, this is good for you. Paul, if you're tuning in or watching this back at a later stage, Paul up in Nottingham, YouTube channel, Slot Car 2021, Slot Car 2021. Subscribe, like, hit the bell on that one as well. So what Raoul's been doing is he's been doing some encouragement for fellow YouTubers, fellow hobbyists, fellow people wanting to just hit the button. Now, what had happened is doing his, I think it's Slot Avengers live stream, and he had Marty Ford on there from Two Lines Tuesday. I love that. Such a laid back and lovely bloke, that man. So Marty on there. He had Boone, needs no introduction, Boone Slot Car Garage, and he had George from Area 51 Slot Car Racing as well. And they were talking about when you get somebody on who brings banter, but not in a good way, sinister banter. We call it here in the UK trolling. It's not good behaviour. In fact, it's very small. And because we've got lots of younger people watching, I can't really elaborate on how small I think that is. Some of the older viewers will know what I'm on about. That's it. That's what trolls have. Very small attitude. So he was saying, don't be put off by these people. Keep going. Block them out. Focus on what you're doing. We're here to have fun. We're here to have fun, doing what we do. If this is what you want to do it. Just for the record, there is no money to be made in YouTubing, by the way. I can quite happily vouch for that. There's no money to be made in YouTubing. We just do it because we like it. I like to do what I do, like my hobby, and I like to share it with you guys. I'm fortunate enough to have a camera. I'm fortunate enough to know how to put some videos together from my production years. So that's why I do it, because I enjoy being creative and I enjoy slot cards and I enjoy sharing and making other people either knowledgeable or happy or laughing at my errors, so that, you know, we can all enjoy ourselves. So yeah, Raoul, proper mate. I really enjoyed that episode. Go back and watch that. Maybe Raoul can just put the title of the video that we're talking about into the chat, so that when people go to his channel, it's content rich. You'll be able to find the bit you want, and that'll help you. If you get some people that are saying some untowards things towards you whilst you're doing your channel, you can manage them out of there to keep focused on a good time. Morning, Tony. How you doing? So we're back in the chat. My good Lord. Pete Shepherd's in the house. Pete's here. He's got his carcass out of his pit and he is with us. Awesome. And Steve, good morning, Steve. How you doing? Yes, Carl. I did see the Italian job set up while we were at the show. I thought it was all right. I think I got there on the last one. Yes. So I got on my schedule. I got to the 3:30 one. Sorry, no, I got to the 2:30 one, the final showing on the Sunday. So everything had been well used, but it was still very good, very entertaining. And nice to see a bit of storytelling in a racetrack, rather than it being who's winning, boo, 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 to the finish line. These guys put a bit of creativity in it. They're enjoying that. I like it. I told you to only blow the bloody doors off. Now, it's not me swearing. That's me paraphrasing. Thanks, Raoul. I'm just going to chuck this up there. So this, what I've put on the screen, is what Raoul and the Slot Avengers were talking about, how to manage, how to get the best positivity from your show, how to cancel out that negativity. Good morning, Peter. Peter Lafrana from San Francisco. Oh, do you know what? I don't think we've had any from San Francisco on the show before. But good morning to you, mate. What time is it over there, please? What time is it where you are? Because here, it's exactly 0740 hours. Yeah, we'll take that. Cheers, Cozzy. Nice one. Cameron's in the house. Cam is in the house. So I've just had a thought. Just, you know. Oh, no, it's the wrong slide. So I've got to get me, I've got to bring up some stuff. I'm going to start talking through various bits and bobs now. I know you come here for something rather than just hearing me rambling on about whatever. Oh, that is a relief. So what I do is I put some of the photos and some videos and stuff like that I want to share. I put them on a slideshow. And sometimes when I do it, because the images are big, it says the slideshow is too big to put up onto the screen. So as it's loading up now, fortunately, it's the right size. So we're gonna get onto it. Yeah, cheers, Pete. I can always rely on you. Hang on, where's that block button? We were just talking about you. So anyway, while that's loading up, what did we do? I've got some paperwork. I've got some stuff here from the show. Firstly, I don't know David and Guy. Guy is on operational tour now. What I don't realise is that when the UK Slot Car Festival closed at about 4:35 p.m. on the Sunday, that evening, guys flown across the world to go operational on tour with the RAF. Mates, we salute you. Thank you for your service, because 25 years ago, that would have been me flying out to where you've gone. So thank you for going and letting me be here for the slot car sessions. And whilst we're talking about you guys, you can see here, we've got Slot Track Scenics right up on the wall in Pride of Place. We went to see them and I asked them if I could take this so that I could get it onto the Wall of Fame. Right next to Pete Shepherd, right next to Tara and Steve, right next to our newest member, Steve Wright from Staffs Slot Cars UK. He's a lovely guy. We'll talk about him in a bit. So, what are we working with? Oh, that looks a bit okay. Well, we'll take it anyway. So I'll stick myself up there, out of the way. We'll turn it off. Yeah, I know, Cam. Those stickers everywhere. And yes, thanks, Si. Sorry, thanks, Cam. I was hoping to keep this quiet. I got arrested at the show. I have a small video about it. Not only was I arrested, but it was captured on film. So it's on the internet. I can't unraise it now. If you want to see it, stick it in the chat and I'll gladly show you it a little bit later. If you can't wait to see me getting busted, flip over to Track Fans TV on Instagram or Magnetic Racing on Instagram, because they instigated it and they've recorded it. So I'll just turn that down a second and we have a quick look through here. So, yes, firstly, thank you to everyone involved at UK Slot Car Festival. Thank you to everyone everywhere else we went before the show and a little bit of a build up to doing it. So it really had the best time. This picture here, you can see three nutters. We're actually at Williams F1 down in Wantage, the Visitor Experience Centre, having a go on a magnetic racing track, and clearly competitive. So competitive that we were screaming when we were deslotting. It was incredible. Right then, so yep, Daz, we're going to talk about that RS200 in a bit, in a little while. Steve, oh wow, it's quite late. 4:41 p.m. I think you're in Australia. I think you are, because 4:42 in Melbourne. So I used to call it Melbourne, but now I call it Melbourne, having lived with a mad Aussie for a few weeks. Yep, Cameron, stickers were everywhere, weren't they? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so we've got a YouTube user getting ready for Keith. Here we go. Ah, Keith from Rockingham. Good morning, mate. How are you? Haven't spoke to you since the start of April, since we did the 24-hour session. If no one knows what we're talking about, I covered the annual Disca, Gary Skip's Disca Le Mans 24-hour race back on the 1st and 2nd of April. So if you want to see what that's about, flip back a few videos in my video feed and you'll see it there. Official coverage. We're invited down. There was myself. There was Johnny S from John Sudden from Johnny S. And there was Wayne from Cars Fun Mostly, who Wayne actually prolifically has got a style in delivering YouTube content. He does it there and then. So if you want to see lots of 1 to 3 minute video clips of the UK Slot Car Festival, flip over to Car Fun Mostly. Great guy. And he's done a load of bullet point ones. I need to teach him how to edit, to put them all together and make a nice feature episode. So yeah, Keith, thanks ever so much for that. I see you're off to Brands Hatch. Be nice to get some photos of that as you're through the day, so we can share some other people what real racing looks like. Yep, Tara. Yeah, she's superhuman. I don't know if she's watching this or anything, but she is an inspiration, someone to look up to when it comes to painting slot car figures. Really, really lovely lady. Her and her partner Steve. He's a great guy too. Can't remember if he paints or if he does the diorama scenes for Tara's figures to go into, but they are a great double act. Staffs. It's short for Staffordshire, John. See on the screen here, you've got the guy in the middle, the guy with a baseball cap, the man, the myth, the legend called Travis. He was calling it staffs. Staffs, would I have you believe? It's staffs. Well, it's not staffs. It's actually staffs, short for Staffordshire. And all the people in Staffordshire are probably fist pumping, going, finally, someone's told people how to say it right. Yeah, I'm kind of getting this as well. I'm kind of getting the feeling that Raul is a bit of a night owl. Cheers, Si. Keeping up the flag. Well done, mate. Morning, slot car dude. How are you doing? So John's race with Travis in Melbourne. I would keep your ear to Travis's channel there, John, for developments. So, here he is. Here he is indeed. Morning, Trav. How you doing? Are you down the gym pumping iron? This is the guy who's putting us all to shame. He's not even broke 40 yet, and he is pumping iron where we should all be pumping iron for bone density. Apparently, someone said when you break 40, you've got to start going to the gym, build up that bone density so that when we're fossils in our 60s and 70s and 900s, we've got a little bit more, we're not as brittle. So when we fall over, we don't have a broken leg for 4 years and end up in one of them mobility scooters you see in Benidorm. Although those mobility scooters in Benidorm are a hoot when you're drunk. So anyway, let's crack on. What are we doing? I've done a few slides, but I always forget what I've done. So, oh yes. All right, let's get rid of this. There you go. He's already saying, so I can say it. Travis heading back to Australia next year. So what I wanted to do, just following on from the Slot Car Festival, what we had is a lot of stuff from a lot of people that is highly desirable. So I just want to give you a snapshot, and I know he won't mind me sharing this with you because he's a top bloke and we're quite good friends. But this is what can happen when you go to Slot Car Festival. You can go in with a clear plan of what you want and what you're going to buy, what you can afford, and within your means. Morning, Slot Journal. How you doing? It definitely is, my friend. So you can see here on the left, he's got a big haul from Slot Track Scenics. On the top right, he's got a figure from Tara. And actually, I've messed up here because I should have put the back of the figure on as well. But as he turns his back like this, he notices that his set is falling apart. That'll do. If that falls down in the background, that is just going to be like absolute comedy gold TV. So keep an eye on the sign in the background. It might come down. If I bang the table, it probably will. So yeah, and then in the bottom right, he's got a haul there from Magnetic Racing and a Magnetic Racing Mag Fan mug as well. Now, I'm looking at this thinking, well, I know that I only get maybe about an hour-ish a day to do stuff that I want to do because of family commitments, because of work, because of this, that, and the other, and whatever else. And obviously, I want to sleep. You know, I like sleep, yeah. But this stuff is in particular the magnetic racing, and in particular the slot track scenics, is going to take quite a bit of time to do. So I don't know. I don't know how much free time you have, Daz, but you are going to be proper busy, and I can't wait to see it unfold. Excuse me. Still got this cold. I got a cold and I come down with it last Saturday afternoon at the Slot Car Festival. Honestly, I'm like dribbling mess the next day. And I just hadn't shaken it. It's probably why as Cameron, that's why there's been shorts coming out on YouTube rather than video content, because I've been ill and it's about as much attention span as I can string together. Yeah, me. Imagine that. My wife's had a rest. Look, I miss you too, darling, but we really shouldn't talk about this stuff in public. Nope, I didn't. Yeah, I like sleep, Cameron. What can I say? I'm going to have a roast chicken dinner later. Slow cooked chicken, roast potatoes, the veg, the gravy. Oh, the works. And then it is my prerogative half an hour later to sit down and watch a movie, which is codenamed Fall Asleep for 40 minutes, wake up all surprised, and then quickly scarper to the basement to do some slot car stuff, to say, oh, if I stay here any longer, I'm going to keep sleeping and I won't sleep tonight. That's how he's done. That's how it's done, Cam. Right, let's just take that down. So Daz is going to be a busy boy. And he's making all of this stuff for his track. Now, we've had a couple of flashes of some of the buildings that he's made. A couple of weeks ago, we looked at the Dunlop stand. Now we're going to have a look at his track. So let me just take that away for the moment. Here we have a track review. Ooh, look at this. Thanks for sharing, Daz. This is awesome, mate. Absolutely spot on. Tell you what we need to do. We need to put a bit of music on in the background. It's going to help us. Check out that. That has got 1, 2, 3, 4 decent sized straights that you can hammer it down. Check that out. Thanks ever so much for sharing that with us, Daz. You're a bit of a legend. Total legend. Yeah, Tony, we're going to come on to the Rover in a bit, because good news is what we're going to look at in a minute from Rob is we're going to actually work on the Rover live time. Thank you, Travis. Travis and a few other people got to see the Rover. I brought the Rover to the Slot Car Festival. That was awesome. For those of you who are tuning in just now and don't really know what the Rover is, this is the Rover. I really need to sort the lighting out in here. Try that. So this is the Rover. We've been working on it and spraying it and priming it and sanding it and treating it over the last few weeks. In case you're just tuning in, what we're going to do is a little bit of work on that in a minute. In a minute, even. Oh, here we go. The boys are tuning in from Monaco. Magnetic Racing and Think Scalextric are in Monaco this weekend. No idea what they're doing there, but they're over there anyway, sending me WhatsApp pictures of what's happening from the balcony. And at 11 o'clock last night, I was watching their live stream. They're walking around the corner in Monaco, checking out yachts, as you do, darling, you know. And they've walked around, right? And there's the only way to describe it, a full-on rave in the middle of some street somewhere, like scaffolding rigs, lighting rigs, podium dancers, pop-up bars. And I'm like watching on the screen going, why am I not there with them? That is awesome. So before we get into anything else, we're going to have a little look at who I met at the Slot Car Festival last week. And we're going to say a special shout out Yes, Rover. Yes. What I could use is a nice Sprite down here. So, Pizzy boy, problem I've got is I've got to finish my thin wall. I've got a project here from Malcolm at Wolverhampton Slot Car Club. Shout out to the Wolves boys. Good morning. I've got 2 scratch builds to do there. So that's 1 to finish, 3 to complete. And then Matt Tucker on Friday at Rockingham, because we've got a DTM class, he's decided to throw me this SCX body and slotting chassis and said, we've got DTM in December. There you go. There's a gift. There's a project. So now I've got 4 cars to build. So I think I need a Sprite in there as well, just to really, really muller me. But none of that is happening until I've got some video content out for you guys. So firstly, about the weekend, it was really, really, really nice to meet the young track fans out there. I was speaking to Nick from Pendle. Well, Nick's dropped me an email because I'd asked them to send out my motors that I didn't collect because they were so busy at their stand, Pendle Slot Car Racing. And he said there was a lot of younger people there at the show, and he was quite impressed with that. And he feels that it's the uptick in YouTube content that is bringing them there. And I think he's right. It's thanks to people like Raoul, Travis at the Slot Car Guy, Marty Ford, Dave at Slot R, Cozzy, Paul doing the new channels. Dave is up and coming. He is flying at the moment. Well done, Dave. Keep that going, mate. I'm really enjoying what you're doing, because you're almost like, and I don't want to put you under any pigeonhole at all, but you're almost like the UK's version of Boone. You can like make like stuff for a corner out of these like old bits of metal, and like it just looks fantastic. So I'm really please keep that going, because I've got a wood track on the way with Doug and Ian. They're sorting me out their wood routed racetrack, and I'm going to need to know like those little bits of detailing that you and Boone and possibly some others out there that I'm not aware of, please share if there are doing. So I love that. But the younger racers were there in force. We didn't see Albert and Wilfred. We saw Albert and Wilf in here yesterday. They come over and we tested the polycar track. So next week, I'm going to show you a quick VT of the polycar track being used to capacity by myself, Albert and Wilfred. That's myself, age 8, Wilfred, age 3, and Albert, age 9, all on the track, giving it a good test out. And I'd like to say it survived. So who did we meet? Oh, we're jumping about. So Albert and Wolf weren't there, but we did get to meet Lewis and Elliot Richards. Yes, dudes, that was amazing. These guys have got energy like you wouldn't believe. Last week on the stream, I put up the letters that they brought to the show. They'd written some stuff out. They're very, very big boys, very clever indeed. Really enjoyed it. So I hope you're watching at the moment, and make sure you give your dad a big cuddle for us, because he's a great guy. Morning, Mark. We also met a couple of other young racers, and you know, I normally write this stuff down. So if you're the young racer with the dad who's got a massive beard from Hinckley, let me know so I can give you a shout out. And if your dad's watching, guy with a massive beard, lovely bloke, let me know so we can give your lad a shout out. And then we met, I do hope I'm going to get this right. Yes, we met regular track fans. So we've got Cameron, who's in the chat with us this morning. He's disguised as Simon Fairbanks, everyone, but he's there on the right. He has no idea I've put this slide up, but we captured him testing out the Scale Auto track. Scale Auto, I would write to him and find out what he thinks, because it's Cameron and the likes of Cameron who are going to be talking to Simon's, his dad's in the world, and saying, look, I want a polycar, I want a Scale Auto, I want a Scalextric, I want a Carrera, I want a whatever track it was. They've tried before an AFX track. Got to give a shout out to Copperhead Slot Racing for AFX, bringing AFX back to the UK. Get in there, boys. Nice one. And 2 really nice guys with it. So Cameron has been around testing the tracks. He didn't need to test these tracks because he's going to Great Bar Slot Car Club north of Birmingham weekly, Saturday mornings, dads and lads go racing, or dads and kids, sorry, because you have girls. It's not just lads. Get down there and, if you don't know what you're doing, walk in there. Cameron will help you out. That's what it's about. The same as when he walked in there, someone like Bill or Chris up there, they helped him out. That's what I like about it. It's a community that wants you to have fun. So, yeah. And then on the left of the screen, we've got Ruben. Now, I met Ruben on the live stream last week. He'd come on. He was with Steve D, Mr. D's Slot Drag Racing. You can find him on Facebook in a heartbeat. They do drag racing in Essex. Brilliant. They set it up. I'm going to go down there at the start of next season. They close for the summer because they use primary school in Chelmsford to do the drag strip. They need length, and the length they've got in the corridors is perfect. So, Ruben, if you're watching this, mate, it was top to meet you. You are a legend. And I didn't realise until I saw some of the after show coverage that you actually come second in the drag racing. Second in the whole show competition. That is awesome, mate. That really is awesome. So I'm going to put it down to you're young and you got reflexes. Because that's what you got to have when you're drag racing. You got to watch them green lights. Doop, doop, doop. Amber, green, bang, and get down there. Woo! So well done, Ruben. Well done, my friend. Oh, hang on. Cameron, I think they think you're buying a track. But if you were to buy a track, Paul is in the house. Paul will tell you because Paul knows. Morning, Paul. Yes, Darren. Oh, I'll take that down in case she's watching. You don't want to give her any more kudos. No, here we go. So Darren is an honest guy, and it was lovely to meet your wife too. The show does. I'm sorry. I was going to have banter with you over the slot drag racing, but it's probably not appropriate. So we'll do that in WhatsApp later. Do you know what? I don't know. Maybe someone can pipe in and help out Paul here. Are most drag cars metal chassis? I think they are, because most of them are made from die-cast 1 in 24 scale, the ones that I've seen, models. They're shelled out and then they're given like the chassis with the long strip bit at the back. Again, where do you start? Right then, so who else did we meet at the show? Weevils. All right, let's just take this down a second. Hold on. Let's take that off. Yeah. Weevils. So we give them a shout out. You can Google this stuff, by the way. Now, these guys, I was right into this. So this is, in the power of technology, I should really scan these in. But hey, I just want you to realise this is a Slapdash Sunday slot car sessions. No one's washed yet. We have brushed our teeth because that would be slightly minging. But these guys, Copperhead's Slot Racing, they are bringing AFX back to the UK. They've done a deal with the guys who own it at the moment. And there were some really interesting facts about it. So what they were saying, it's obviously one in whatever scale it is, but it's tiny. It's like HO stuff. And what they were saying is that they actually offer a lifetime guarantee on the cars. So if you buy one of their cars, I'm going to get more data on this, but from memory, if you buy one of their cars and it defaults, you can actually send that's better. You can actually send the car back and they will repair it and send it back to you. Obviously, you got to pay the postage each way, but they will repair your car, lifetime guaranteed. Who does that? You've not raced with Albert yet, guys. You'll be retracting that straight away. Of course, then we met the man, the myth, the legend. So if you're not in tune with Dave, go and subscribe to his slot car channel straight away. Absolutely spot on. Lovely guy. I met him, and we are going to do, well, I think we're going to try and do something together on Rob's device on the standalone video and that. But I'd like to do some stuff with him because he clearly knows how to do stuff, and I'm still learning. Dual circuits. So we met them. They were quite cool. Nice guys. We'll put them there. Obviously, we talked over the Pendle slot racing. Nice to meet Sean. If you, like I said, last week's live stream, one of the guests on there was, we had Slot Car Magazine, and we also had Sean. They brought over Sean from Pendle, who come on and shared with us 3 of the new cars that they're releasing in July, or quarter 3. Hold on. That was awesome. Yeah, I think so. I don't know what motors slot car. Oh, here we go. Here's an answer to the question. So yes, slot car dude, thank you ever so much for clarifying. All metal. And actually, on day one, I remember Steve telling me, Mr. D, telling me that they had over 50 miles an hour. Over 50 miles an hour. The small bit of VT that I caught where he fired it down for the video, and then we looked at the screen, he got 40 miles an hour. I mean, I couldn't keep up with 40 miles an hour, let alone 50 miles an hour. That is incredible. 50 miles an hour coming at you. Awesome. Yeah, so Paul's asking what type of motors are being run. Slot car dudes helping out and just coming back. Yeah, HO. How fast is that stuff? It's like work at boom like this. Let's just have a quick catch up. Yeah, I think so, Paul. We did cover a bit of drag racing last year, but and I did say I'll go down to the show this year. The event which they hold annually in commemoration of Paul. He's a gentleman that I didn't know, but I'd heard a lot about. Very, very integral to the slot car hobby. Across the board, a lover of all motor racing and slot cars. And he sadly passed in the year before last, and they put on a commemorative night for him. So I went down there to record that and just show people how the hobby can actually get behind people and support them, because there's a lot of love in the industry, in the hobby, and it's important that we remember that. It actually takes less muscles to frown. Sorry, it takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown. So if you're smiling, you're less likely to burn more energy and have more for slot car racing. So that was for Paul. So we're going to go again this year. So Paul, what I'll do is I'll see if I can this time round, because I've met them once. I've seen them a couple of times at the drag race, and I'll see if anyone will come on the camera and give us a little bit of insight into their drag racing experience. What I will say though is that most of them are petrol heads, and they have incredible banter down there. So I've got to either get the bleep machine out or just put on a big warning that this is going to be access all areas for language. Yep, Pendle. Oh, hello. Right then. Right, excellent, slot car dude. We're going there this afternoon. So Paul and anyone else who wants to check out some more drag racing, head over to Slot Car Dude. You know the format. Subscribe, like it, then hit the bell, and that way we'll all get updates and things from Slot Car Dude on what he's doing and what they're up to. Can't wait for that. Slot Car Dude, I've got something for you in a minute, actually. What we'll talk about a bit later. You helped me out a couple of weeks ago. I started to say that I'm going to talk about forthcoming races, which we're going to do at the end of this show. Perfect. However, what Slot Car did was he put on a massive list from like a back of a magazine or a directory or something, which shows everyone where all the slot car races are across Germany and across Austria, and it is immense. I know Raul picked up on it on his channel and said, like, literally he couldn't believe it. He was blown away. Cheers, Cozzy. Keep an eye on that sign, my man, because it did one week we finished the live stream. I finished the live stream, and Travis and I were having a chat back of house, if that makes sense, because you can stay in the studio but not be live. So we're chatting away, and the thing is just walloped down behind me, and he's like, what was that? And I was like, just cool as cucumber. Oh, that's probably the sign falling down. Does it all the time. Genius. Right, let's have a quick look. Yeah, going to give some Pendle love there, Colin. They were really good, really helpful. And I enjoyed meeting them. And you know what? Nick's kids are serious racers. I'm really embarrassed because I met them a couple of times at the show, and I met a lot of people and have just slipped their names from my memory. But I will endeavour to get those names and give them a shout out next week. I don't know if they watch this. I don't know if they're proper kids and they're still in bed sleeping. Who knows? But anyway, if you're Nick's kids, boy and girl, you were really good at the polycar competition. I think you actually ranked above me, which ain't hard, but well done anyway. And yeah, Pendle, really good. So, oh, okay. So Daz actually went to Dual Circuits and made a purchase. He's got his slot. Daz was looking for a slotted Mazda 787B. That was one of his goals. That was one of his targets. Like, one of my targets was to find a Camaro. Talk to you about that in a minute. Brilliant. So he found it. He found it at Dual Circuits. And Cameron also uses a 787. Now, you're welcome, Slot Car Dude. I'm totally on the Rahul bandwagon with this. Oh, we're on the same bandwagon together. I don't know what works. But the more content we can create for YouTube means the more content the algorithm will find, and the more it will bring to us from people like far across the world that we don't know exist. If you put hashtag slot car, hashtag Scalextric in all of your posts, in all of your descriptions, just those two hashtags, and then put them in your tags back house, you'll know what I mean if you're a content creator. Do both of those sequences and you're feeding the algorithm. But no, Slot Car Dude, you are more than welcome, mate. And everyone get over there to subscribe to him. It's brilliant. Right, just catch up. Yes, Ruben's dad's in the house, which means I hope Ruben's in the house too. Tell me he's watching, and he's not got a detention or something and got barred from YouTube for a week, which is kind of like what we used to do to our kids. It's leverage, behave, or lose this. Man, you've never seen such well-behaved kids. Yeah, I'll go with that. Congratulations to the man, the myth, the legend, Ruben. He comes second in the overall competition. That is exactly right. So I'm just having a read. I have to go quiet a moment. I would like to see that. I'd love to see that, Colin. if you can email me a picture of that, I'd love to share that. Because what we're saying here is he's got spent a few hours last week looking at MR slot cars they had misplaced, and a few hours later they found an Olive Garden Ferrari 333 he was after. Wow. Morning, Ruben. Yes, mate. How you doing? Everyone in here is well impressed, mate, that he smashed the drag strip. We are all sitting here thinking, what? But there you have it anyway. Yeah, exactly, Camalgorithm. Okay, so. Right. Got to meet Rob. So what you guys don't know is Rob is the leader. He's the leader of Swift 16. Let's do that again. Swift 16. So try and hold this steady. So if you come back and pause it at a later stage, you can find him. Now what Rob's got, as you saw there, is the tyre truer, which is British made, 100% British manufactured. There it is. Let's take it away, because what I'm proud to present and show you is the tyre truer in its glory, right here in the Track Fans Den, indeed. So let's see that this. There it is. So we're going to have a look at this tyre truer for a few minutes, okay? Because this Rover has got some new tyres. I got some new tyres from Pendle Slot Racing last week at the Slot Car Festival. Look at how shiny, new, and definitely not flat they are. So I think it's only fitting that we start to true the tyres on the new tyre truing machine. Why not? That's what we're here for. So if you know how a tyre truer works, this might be a bit dry. If you don't know how a tyre truer works and what the point of it is, well then stay tuned, because it's a quick bit of education. So firstly, you need a candidate to tyre true. So this is going to be awesome. Now Rob has done a video on this. He's done a video, flip to YouTube, let me write it down so that there's no pronunciation. Swift 16 tyre truer. There you go. Right, it's in the chat. So if you pop that into YouTube, you're going to see it. It'll pop up. And what you're going to get is the best tutorial ever. The best tutorial ever I've seen in a long time. It is well paced. It's the setup is brilliant. It's well lit. You can see this perfectly. It is dictation is perfect. He articulates a technical thing very well, and you just know what you're doing. So now, hopefully, all being well, I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to turn this off for a second. I don't want to electrocute myself. Right. So you have a number of bits in the box. You have the brass thing that's going to fit onto there. You have a tool to do it. You have a band, and you have the base. So the base goes on here like this. There you go. And the concept is that you put your wheels on here like this, and then it basically goes up and down onto the sandpaper and makes these wheels flat. Now, you can do it dry, or you can use some lubricant. The majority of people use lighter fluid when truing tyres, which is what I'm going to do. And if you're going to start to throw around some of that stuff, well, you don't want to ruin your tabletop. So here we go. Awesome. So now, one tip was to get a washer and put the washer, let me get a pointer, and put the washer in there, in between those bits there, because it will help. If this is plastic, it will help with the friction. So I'm going to try it neat because I'm like that. So what you have to do is you get your little circly thingy-my-job here. You put that on the wheel here, and you have a grub screw. So you've got to tighten up that grub screw. You'd think I'd come onto the channel fully prepped, wouldn't you? So anyway, I was going to be flush, get one of my own tools out, but we're going to use Rob's. So you tighten up using the tools provided. There you go, nicely done. That's nicely affixed. Dead easy. Then put this band on here. Put that band on there. Holding it nicely like this. Just push that through the back. Now what we're going to get some more light on the mat. Check that out. Much better. There you go. And push this through it. And so I can see Rob is sitting there at his screen right now with his head in his hands going, you should be making this easier, Pete. And you can hook it on the back there. See? On the back there. Right, so now, as you can see, I have it hooked up. I've got the bearings. There it is. I've got the bearings. I've been put onto these support arms. That's going to help it spin around. And then what you would do is when it's spinning, you gradually can turn this down and you'll see it getting closer to the track. Boosh, and then back off. So you don't want it down, you want it off the sandpaper at the start. Both sides have got different grit sandpaper. So you've got coarse and not so coarse. So the coarse is 320 grit. There you go, 320 grit. And the not so coarse is 120 grit. So if you wanted to replace them at any stage, you can do that. So I'm going to just check that's off there. Right, here we go. So it runs on a 12-volt power supply. So I'm going to turn it up to 20 because that's roughly what he says to do in his video. And here we go. So he says it's best to do one at a time. So one at a time I will do. Okay, I'm going to have to hold my hip figure here like this. So here we go. So I'm going to lower it down. Okay, I can hear it. And what you'll see is just gently does it. You might want to bring it up and then take it back down. So I'm going to put a little bit of lubrication in a minute on it right now. There we go. Now I'm going to smell of lighter fluid for the rest of the day. So I'm just going to lower it down onto there. Okay, and the trick of this is to not overdo it. You want to just literally, bit by bit, you will get there. It's going to take a while. I can already start to see bits of rubber flicking off. Some more lubrication. Absolutely perfect. So just a little bit more on this. So as you can see, really easy to use. And I can see it's working because I can see the gradation in the tyre colour, and I can see bits of rubber chunking off at the back. I know it's good quality rubber. I bought it from Pendle. So I'm just going to bring it on, take it off, bring it on. You can move this backwards and forwards. Right, I'm going to stop it there. So stop that. And I'll pull this wheel off. Right, so hopefully you can see now it angles right there. You can see the shiny bit in the middle. Next week I'm going to put up some close-ups of this so you can see, but basically you've got, where's my pointer? You see this line here? You can start to see where the tire's coming down now on the outsides, and then gradually over time it's going to come down and it's going to be flat rather than like this, like it is at the moment. It looks like a bit of a U. So we're going to do that. So from my quick go on the Swift 16 tire truer, and as you can see, I've already started to get the rubber build up from starting to take the tires down off of the tires down on the tire truer. If you want to clean this off, no problem, just brush it out and the sandpaper is good to go again. And then once you've got this down, once you've got the level, let me bring you out and bring you up to level height again. Cozzy, the sign is still there. The sign is still there, my man. So yeah, so once you've brought this back down to that's not bad. Yeah, you'll see it. And also, I don't know if you're going to be able to make this out. No, you're not going to see it. But generally, I've got splatterings of mud tire up there as well. So I'm going to do a proper standalone video on this, Rob, just like you did. And I believe our friend Dave Slotar is also going to do one. Can't wait to see that because I love his catch. I love his slogan. And by the power of television, and then it's done. I love that. So yeah, so he so Swift 16 tire truer, really like this. This is a good bit of kit. It's British made, 100% British made, which, you know, floats my boat. and Rob is a lovely guy with it. So not only can you buy this for £130, which is a hoodie, will cost you 200 and odd quid, and it does one tire at a time. You can do 2 tires at a time with this, like you can see here in a picture. But Rob has actually said, for best effect, do 1 at a time. So not only does he have a great machine that is reasonably priced at £130 and available direct through him. I'm not sure if he's looking to push them out via Pendles or via some other retailers that you might know, Scale Models or Roger Barker or Pete Shepherd or whoever, I don't know. But this is one to watch. I'm really pleased that I got one of these, because I've got to true the Rover tires, as you know, which are going to, now they're on the board, that's going to be my next job for this morning. True the Rover tires. Got to do my Ford Mustang Pioneer. Got to true down these front tires a lot so that I get ride height. And I've got to true off the back tires, because they got grip on them. They've got the tyre mouldings on them. So I've got that to do. And probably some other stuff as well, because the tyre truer from Swift 16 is in the house. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. I'll do your video, no problem at all. So Rob, I wanted to do this for you today. So we got, people know what you're doing with your tyre truer, which is available here in the UK. I'm going to do a load of Slot Car Festival stuff first. Then I'm going to come to your video and we're going to go from there. What I've got, which is what I was talking to you a little bit earlier about, not you, Rob, but generally everyone. Right, yes, Paul, that is a Scalextric axle from the Scalextric Rover. No spent spared here now. We've got the new tyres. We're truing them down for the Rover project. So we've got a couple of new projects that have obviously come in hot, which is, I mentioned before, the SCX, Audi, whatever that is, for DTM class later in the year. I've not got a DTM car or a JDM car, so I'm looking forward to working on that. When I work on it, I'm going to be using my tyre truer from Swift 16. Oh, by the way, it's important to realise, to let you know, that anyone I talk about on the show, I don't get paid by. All right, I do it because they're pals and I like them. So that is the long and short of it. It's only when you see me pop up at the start of the show going, this show has been sponsored by, I think we've got a way to go for that. But I just need to throw it out there that there's no money passes hands. I do it because you're all legends. And talking about another legend that is going to come into handy when I'm doing my customs, my scratch builds, especially the the DTM, is my friend Steve Wright from Staff's Slot Car. So I was in the Polycar race last week. Is that those likes you're talking about there, Slot Car Dude? Is that over on Swift 16's video? Please. Just while I'm waiting for that answer to come back. This here might just look like an ordinary screwdriver to you, but I'll tell you now, this is a Staff's Slot Car driver. And it is long. Calm down. I'm talking about the driver. It is, they do short versions and long versions. And I had my trusty Wearer, and I was about to change the wheels on my polycar for the race, and it rounded. If you've ever had a rounded driver, it is deadly. Have you ever had a rounded driver 10 minutes before you're due on the rostrum to go and race a race? Nightmare. So I thought to myself, I am in trouble here. I can't get the wheels off. What am I going to do? I'm in the slot car festival. So easy. I'm going to race through there and I'm going to find a driver. So straight over to Pendle, where I found a driver. I think it was actually £4 or £5. £5, I think. I think it was £5. That's right. Saviour. So I went and introduced myself to Steve right afterwards to say thanks for having this in existence and saved my life. And I saw all of his other wheels, trims, and he's got these really cool bearings that are off center. So he's agreed we're going to do something so I can show these to you. But if you're racing something like a Scalextric and you need it to be lower, this is your answer. So I'm really excited to see those because I want to see if I can get my Pioneer Mustang lower at the front by using those bearings in addition to truing the tyres down. So I don't know if you're watching this, Kidar, Rob, but I am working on my tuning. Simon, no, Cam, I have a lot of Group C's, my friend. Do you want to see him? Morning, Aid. How are you feeling, my man? Aid's been a bit badly, in his own words, or poorly, as we say. So I hope you're feeling chipper, mate. Honestly, chipper. All right, then. No one saw that at all. Okay, do I have... Yep, right then, Cam. Slot it. I have two 962s. Two 962s. This one is the one that I raced. This one's my favourite. This one is well fast. And then off chap in Wolverhampton Slot Car Club, I got myself the Nissan pink, so it might need a bit of a respray. Look at that one, Cam. And then I got myself a Jaguar. Again, bought this from a guy in Wolverhampton Slot Car Club. This is a really nice bit of kit. Get that out of the way. There. So, yep. Loving the Group C's, my friend. It's all about 962 for me, though. I tried the Jaguar and I tried the Nissan, mate. I didn't... Whether I've not tuned them right, I don't know. But I just feel like the 962 suits my erratic driving style. You lucky blighter, mate. You lucky blighter. Aid's down at Donny. If anyone's down at Donny, I think actually someone's down at Donny today. Someone else, Aid. I think it was Mark. Oh, this is what I like. See, this not only the track fans chat to each other in the chat each week, but they remember what they chatted about the last week. It's almost like a date. But Aid, a track update, right? Track update from Aid. He has got a mega track in his back shed. I went there and saw it and had a bit of race with him. While he's poorly, he's decided to rehaul it, and he is going through the lot. He's moving it from technically this side to that side so that he can get a rally strip up. Is going to be immense. Oh, really, slot car dude. That sounds amazing. Apparently, Great Bar is about Group C for the racing. Well, give me a month or two, Cam, and I'll liaise with your dad and we'll come over. So I want to try and, if we're going to come over, I want to try and see if we can get a couple of other people up there for a race as well. Nothing official, no trophies, no anything. Maybe race for a couple of bags of sweets or something. I don't know. Something interesting. Who wants a trophy when you can have Haribo? Oh, I could murder some sweets right now. Okay. Right then. So let me just backtrack through and see if anything is happening. Yes. Yes. I tell you, I met Marco from Electric Dreams at the Stock Car Festival. Now, I don't know if he's tuning into this, but that's your Electric Dreams. If anyone didn't know, they've got these really cool rulers, so I can measure stuff. So that's going to work for me. So I'll put that there. But what I like about Electric Dreams is they're like us. They're trying to develop the hobby and push it and drive it and get everyone to have fun. That they're actually putting on the USA Nationals. So you'll see this you'll see this over the internet. A few people are going to be promoting this, especially the Americans. You know, the Americans should be supporting this and, you know, building it up. I like it. 72 racers can enter. So if you've not entered and you're over stateside, I would put my left leg on it that if you went to Electric Dreams, they'll have a web page set up for this specifically so that you can enter, find out details. You've got a full itinerary there. So not only doing the racing, but they've thought about how they can invite you over and make you feel a part of it and special and involved. So they've got a deal going on with the local Hyatt Hotel. So you can get a discounted room if you're traveling from another state or traveling from afar. And they've also got a shuttle bus from the airport to the hotel to the venue to the hotel, the venue to the hotel there. You know where I'm going with that. So they've got the battle bus going on. Well, I'll share some pictures next week. I don't know, Marco, you'll have to email me and tell me if that's okay. Perfect. Thank you, mate. And yeah, Marco, we're having a chat about some other stuff, which is quite interesting as well. So say no more. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, that would be amazing. Just see like what the livery is like. That would be awesome. Oh, you got to love a good Lambo. Yep, I'm sure he'll cover it. Yeah, lovely chap. Just scooting up. Okay, so what I'm going to do, lovely, so wet the whistle, is I am going to sign off in 5 minutes, I think. I was just looking at the time. We've been jamming for about an hour and 15 minutes nearly. So that's pretty good. I come on here, there's no guests. It's a roundup of the show, a tyre truing example. Quick shout out to some of the legends winning races, second place in races, taking part in races and turning up and doing the races in my case. So it was just more of an ad hoc. Actually, I'll tell you what I haven't shared with you, what I actually bought at the Stock Car Festival. So not one for, I always forget to do unboxing videos. Seriously, I unbox it and then go, oh, I should have unbox videoed that. So, so what I did buy, and this is a classic Pete moment, by the way. So the guys at the club, and this highlights that I don't know much about cars, and I'm learning about cars by the second as we're going along. So what we got is I bought a Chevy, a Scalextric Chevrolet Camaro. Here it is. It's the Z28 Bastos brand. Looks really nice. Really beautiful livery. Number 14 colour. It's great. The lights work. Everything. It's perfect. So I've bought it so that I can enter Trans Am class. So a lot of you are now screaming at your screens and saying exactly what David Farrow said to me on Friday night. When I said, yep, he goes, what's that? And I said, you told me to go and buy a Chevrolet Camaro to enter Trans Am with. So I went out and I bought a Chevrolet Camaro. It's not a Trans Am. It's not a Trans Am. Who had thought it? So I have a nice bit of eye candy up on the shelf. I love the car. I'm not taking it back. I bought this car from Roger Barker. And I had a barter with Barker. Love it. And yeah, so that's where I got that car from. And then, because some legend genius who writes for the slot car magazine called Mark, he got in touch, like I said, and had entered me into the competition a couple of weeks ago for September's NASCAR Wood. Because I had the commitments at Rockingham, I was going to be doing the Sunday originally because I have a GT3 car. Can't do this Sunday now because it's the classics at Rockingham and I really want to do that. So I'm doing Saturday at NASCAR Wood down in Watford, and that's the NSR Classics. I don't have one, so I do now. So I've gone out and I've bought myself a Porsche 908. Hang on. Here it is. Now, as you can see, I've got to build it. I've got a bag of bits here that fly out everywhere. And the reason I bought it like this, I think it's another project, isn't it? So chuck that on the heap with all the other cars that I've just said I've got to build up, or buildings I've got to build. Reason I bought this in particular, hang on. This one in particular is because it was sat next to one that was fully ready and it had the livery on there. It was actually golf colours, looked really nice. And it was £80. And then there was this one that sat next to it. It's technically a white kit, but yellow colour, which you have to build. And that was £50. So for the sake of sitting here later for a little while and build this car, I saved £30, which means that this bad boy technically only cost me 20 quid. Love it. So yeah, so if you've got the ability to, you know, spend a moment and build a car, you can save money like that. Excuse me. Pendle, which is where I bought this from, have these on their website, so you can go and you can buy them and do this yourself. Now I was thinking of doing, that's right, yeah, cheers John, thank you. I've heard that this is the one you want, the Porsche 908. I had a race of it in Lewis's. I had a race on Lewis's at Wolverhampton Stock Car Club, and I know it's Lewis's car, and the guy is like literally an engineer, and his cars are awesome. But I feel that this was a really nice car to drive, to handle. I love the fact that it's got no wing mirrors that will break off, no spoiler that's going to come off. We can just race it and have fun and focus on the drive. But yeah, I got this from Pendle. So I think what I might do is a side project where I take this and I do a video coverage of building it up from start to finish. From here on in, I'll put this bit of the video in the video where I say I'm starting now. And then I'll build it up, I'll spray it up, I will tune it, I'll get rid of these knobbly bits on the wheels, I'll change the tyres, glue them, true them, adjust the pod, adjust the ride height, adjust the pod, nail varnish these up, see. So I was just looking at that, the motor pod, and just show you the journey of doing that. It's got a lovely short can motor in there, 21,500 revs. It's a Shark. Love it. So that's the difference between a short and a long can motor. It's quite a difference. So build that up. We'll build that up and we'll bring it to you. Slot car content. So that's that. And then I got this. It's the NSR Formula One in yellow. Love it. Yellow. That is the thing. I seem to attract blue cars. All my cars seem to be blue. So I'm trying to switch them over to yellow. Whether I have to spray them up or buy them up, I don't know. Hold on. Hold on a second. I've missed loads of chat here. Right. So. Yep. Dave Ken. So I like it. So obviously we know Dave Kennedy brings us the news every week, every Friday. I'm loving the fact that now Travis is also bringing us regular news throughout the week. As it happens, we're getting the news, bang, like on the ticker tape, like hot off the press. So we're getting bang, live feed news. It's like being on social media. It's coming out. And then got Dave almost does like a summary on Friday. So you got loads of these bulletins coming from Travis, which is well worth a watch. And then you get obviously the summary from Dave on Friday, which is like he's been doing it for a long time. A lot of people know where to get that and when it's going to be on. So that's what he does. So between the two of them, Travis is bringing the news as it happens. Dave is doing his weekly summary. We are really spoilt at the moment when it comes to keeping up to date with what happens in the hobby. Is ace. So if you want to know what's going down, what new tires there are, what new cars there are, what new tracks there are, what races there are, these two guys got it covered. So really enjoying those. So Dave, Travis, do keep up your good work, because I definitely think there's enough space for everyone there. Yeah, Cozzy, the Trua is ace. Feel free to reach out to Rob direct, because you will know about things like voltages and stuff with your train sets and whatnot. Rob is literally like an expert, and a really nice guy with it. He'll talk to you about it. He'll explain how it works. He'll, you know, if you want to try something different, he'll say yeah or no, that might work or might not work, and he'll know why. So do. Right then. No, Paul, no, come back. Sick. Tell him you got COVID. And Carl, nice one, mate. You take it easy, buddy. Send us the pictures of the magnetic racing stuff. Yes, the fingers. Yes, my Bastos rocks, but it's not a Trans Am apparently. Oh, mate, I tell you, I cannot even. The amount of times I've done this before. When was the last time I did this? It was. I sold the car since. Oh, what was it? Yes, the Fly Lancia. It was the Fly Lancia, and I haven't sold it. The Fly Lancia I got. There's two versions you can buy. And of course, I bought the wrong version, didn't I? Brilliant. So don't forget, a couple of minutes, guys. We are wrapping up. No, grandson of man. Hearthstone. I have no idea what that means. I'm not going to probe into it either, just in case it's something that's not choice for generic TV. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. John is obviously referring to the Porsche 908 from NSR. GSOM, grandson of man. That is the way forward. GSOM, like POTUS. GSOM. That is a nice bit of kit. That is a nice bit of kit. The golf livery. The golf. Oh, I've lost power. Hold on. Stay tuned. We have a technical malfunction. Right, that'll come on in a second. Here we go. Right. There you go. Sorry. For some reason, it says it's running on a battery, but I've got it plugged in. And I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, I'll sort that out later, but there you go. Battery lasts a while, didn't it? Right, let's just catch up on some of these. Cozzy nearly bought a big transformer sign. Yes, signage. I can't believe that's still there. What are you eating, GSOM? We want to know. What are you eating? And yeah, Mike, good morning, mate. Nice. Yes, indeed. Exactly that. And that's what I was enjoying on Friday when we went racing. Because on Fridays for the next few weeks at Rockingham Slot Car Club, if anyone wants to come down, come down. We've got controllers, we've got cars, we'll lend them to you. We want more people infused. We want people to come down. So when I built my Corvette C7, used to look a bit like this, which you can see I've been experimenting with some spray and stuff. Used to look like this, the Repsol livery. That's gone now. And what we have in place is a custom job, as you can see here. And what that did was when it was on the track, it stood out as my car. We had a couple of the same livery on the track, and occasionally, it happens to us all, we look at the wrong car, and that gets really bad. Yeah, you know that because smiley faces were yellow. Quick question for the floor, because I don't actually know. Are there any brushless motors for slot cars? This is where you need James Cleave on speed dial. If you don't know who James Cleave is, Cleave Tech, go and find that on YouTube. He's a great guy, really good content on his channel. Here we go. Yes, in very high-end 1 in 24 scale cars, you're using brushless motors. So that is that. Okay, so Daz has got boats on the go as well. Cool, so haven't decided which fly Porsche I'm going to get yet. Any recommendations for GSOM on fly Porsches? Well, Travis is your man for a Porsche. If you want to know about Porsche, then hit Travis up, because he is literally an anorak when it comes to Porsches. Very knowledgeable indeed. Adrian, see you later, pal. Aid is out of here. Aid is out of here. Yeah, yes. In the old days. Put another 50 in the meter. Mum, the telly's broken. I need a 50p. And then your mum would be like, I ain't got any. Go and speak to your Auntie Sally 4 doors up. That was in the day when you used to live within like a street of your whole family. And then you'd go up there and she'd be like, no, I ain't got any, but I need some milk. Go to Paper Shop for me. And you'd be like, what? I'm on the live. I want to watch the telly. I'm on the live stream. And they'd be like, go to Paper Shop and don't answer back. So you leg it up the Paper Shop 4 streets away. You get it. And you go, can I have 50p change? And you'd be like, I ain't got any 50s left. So then you're down to the 24-hour garage, and it just goes on. Mike, I remember this so vividly. 50p in the meter. You're a legend. Yeah, please, Aid. Please do that. Send us the pictures and send us some progress on your track. Talk us through what you're doing, buddy. And all wish Adrian well, everyone, because he's been really seriously ill the last couple of weeks. To put it into context, right? He's been that ill. He had ticket for the Slot Car Festival. He didn't go. That's how ill he is. Because normally you'd have to cut his leg, both legs off for him to not go. But he was ill. He didn't go. So let's give him some kudos. Oh, lovely. Well, I hate to break it to you, G-Som. We're having a slow-cooked roast chicken dinner today. Roast potatoes, vegetables, gravy, salt and pepper, the lot. And tomorrow we're having enchiladas. Oof. Who does the cooking in the house? Okay. Now I'm proper hungry. Chimichangas. Love it. Yep, Steve, likewise. I think a lot of people are doing this. So I'll tell you what, we're on the 1:30 mark, hour 30 mark. If you have enjoyed this, please, just got to do my caveats. Subscribe to the channel. Talk to people about it later. Tell them other YouTube channels that you've heard about on here. Now you're going to race through them now. They're all peppered through the show. So I hope you've enjoyed the show. Like I said, it's probably the Tyre Tour was the star of the show. And it was getting together with you guys following the UK Slot Car Festival. It's almost like post-show therapy because we had such a high last week. And now we're at home. So I had a great time. It was also a great time in this show today. What we'll do next week, get some things lined up. We'll start to put a schedule together. I'd tell you what, I'm such a liability indeed. Let me put this up on the screen so that while I'm doing my wrapping up, you can have a look at this on your screen. Yeah, you should be able to make it out. What this is this is the rest of the race meets and events to the end of the year. I'm going to put this in my community tab so that you'll be able to enlarge it and stuff. But this is how the calendar's looking to the end of the year. Couple of highlights in there. We'll talk about them next week. I've talked for long enough today, boring the pants off you guys. So we will sort it out next week. We'll see if we can get some people on. And we'll get back into the swing of things. This was more like a kind of therapy session, just to let you know, after the highs of last week's show and the brilliance of last week's show. Thank you, Julie, Mark, Roger, Sean, Pendle Slot Racing, Roger Barker Slots at A1 Racing, and scalemodels.co.uk. Really, really thank you very much for that. And like I said, yeah, it's just a bit of community to talk about what we got, talk about how we feel, look at the tyre Truer, the Swift 16 tyre Truer available from Rob at Swift 16. Fantastic bit of kit. Gets our high recommendation from us. And I'm looking forward to a really lively show next week. So on that, yeah, cheers, Lance. That's exactly right. And Paul, Cameron, see you later. Simon, see you later. See you later, Paul. The fingers. Exactly, Cameron. Get your finger out. Get your dad's got some driving to do. So on that note, I will say goodbye. I'll do that awkward pause bit at the end where I don't know where I'm clicking to get out of the studio. Everyone, have a good day. Have a good day. And have an even better day than that. Take care, guys. Have a good week ahead.